Hello students, today we are going to start chapter 5, Major Domains of the Earth. The topic which we are going to discuss today is oceans. Water covers about 71% of the Earth's surface. As you have seen the Earth, 71% is covered with water. The huge masses of salt water which is surrounding the continental masses means the huge masses of salt water which is surrounding the continental masses means continents are known as your oceans. These oceans are major part of hydrosphere. In the previous we have discussed about the hydrosphere. Hydro means water, and you all know the sphere of water covering a very large proportion of Earth's surface is called hydrosphere. So these oceans are major part of your hydrosphere and they all are interconnected. In order of their size, the four major oceans in the world are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. Okay, now we are going to discuss about these oceans, but as you all know, there are five main oceans: Arctic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean. There are five main oceans in the world. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest and the deepest ocean of the world. It is the largest one and the deepest one. It is circular in shape. The Pacific Ocean is circular in shape. It covers an area larger than combined area of all continents. If you combined also all continents, now this ocean covers a large part of the area. Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the earth, it lies under the Pacific Ocean. The Mariana Trench, we have discussed the deepest part of the earth that lies under the Pacific Ocean only. Several masses of land are called islands. You know what are islands? The land which is covered by water on its all sides, that is an island. So several masses, small masses of land are called islands which are covered with water on all sides, and about 3/4 of the world's active volcanoes are found in Pacific Ocean. 3/4 part of the volcanoes, active volcanoes which are present in the earth are found nearby or in the Pacific Ocean. Now, the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean of the world and it is S-shaped. As you can see the Atlantic Ocean, this is your Atlantic Ocean, this S-shaped Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is the busiest ocean from the point of view of trade and commerce, because the two countries also trade with one another through the ocean only. So Atlantic Ocean is the busiest ocean because here the trade and commerce takes place. Commerce means the trade only, trading activity. It is indented, means broken coastline provides site for natural harbors. Natural harbor means shelter for the ship. Harbor means the shelter for the ship. Its broken coastline provides sites which act as a natural harbor, means as a shelter for the ships. North America and South America lies to the west side. Europe, Africa lies on the east side. See, North America, South America, it is on the west side. Europe and Africa on the east side. And this is your Atlantic Ocean. The Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean is the only ocean that is named after a country, because after the name of the India, this ocean is named Indian Ocean. It is more or less triangular in shape. See this ocean also, it is more or less triangular in shape. This is your Indian Ocean. So Indian Ocean is basically more or less triangular in shape and it is the only ocean which is named after a country. It is bound by Asia in the north. Asia is in the north of this ocean. Africa is on the west side and Australia on the east side. Indian Ocean, above is Asia, here is Africa and here is your Australia. So there are many submarine ridges also. Submarine ridges means a narrow or long elevated section like a mountain on the earth's surface. So submarine means under the water. Many elevated section is also found, like Lakshadweep Islands, Chagos, Carlsberg. These all lies under the Indian Ocean. These are the submarine ridges. Submarine ridges means which are under the water. Okay, submarines means under the water. Ridges means a long, narrow, elevated section of the earth surface. Elevated means it is having a height, like a hill or a mountain. But it is under the water, that is Lakshadweep, Chagos and Carlsberg. Many volcanic islands and other island group like Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Maldives, Sri Lanka, these are also found in the Indian Ocean. They are having volcanic islands. The Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean is located within the Arctic Circle on the North Pole, and it spreads over the polar region, means it remains frozen all the time because it is near the North Pole. It is connected with Pacific Ocean by a narrow stretch of shallow water known as Bering Strait. So it is connected by the Pacific Ocean by a narrow stretch which is known as the Bering Strait. It is bounded by northern coast of North America and Eurasia. Eurasia means Asia and Europe together. So the Arctic Ocean, it is in the Arctic Circle and surrounds the North Pole. It spreads over the polar region, remain frozen all the time because it is on the north. Pacific Ocean, it is joined with the Pacific Ocean through a narrow stretch which is known as Bering Strait. It is bound by northern coast of North America and Eurasia. Means it is bound by northern coast where North America and Eurasia is there. There is another ocean which is named as Southern Ocean, the fifth ocean, that is the Southern Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean. It is found south of 40 degree S longitude. It lies on the 40 degree S longitude. It is an extension of the Pacific, Atlantic and Indian Ocean. So it is an extension of your Pacific, Atlantic and Indian Ocean, and it surrounds your whole of Antarctica. The ocean floor is not completely flat. Ridges and trenches, example Mid-Atlantic Ridge, Mariana Trench and active volcanoes are found on the ocean floor. Ridges, I told you, a long, narrow, elevated section of the earth. So, and even active volcanoes are found on the ocean. When the submarine peaks means the peaks are there under the water that appear on the water surface, they form islands. When these submarine peaks, they come up to the surface of the water, they form the islands. The ocean water moves in form of waves, ocean currents and tides. Importance of ocean. They are the main source of moisture in atmosphere. Because of the oceans only we did water cycle, the hydrological cycle. Because of this only the moisture is there in the atmosphere. Second, these oceans are huge storehouse of minerals, means petroleum, natural gas, salts are found in the ocean only. The oceans have a moderate influence on the climate of a place. If it is nearby the ocean, the moderate type of climate will be there. They support various life forms and supply us with seafood, including fishes. So ocean is helpful in various kinds of life forms and supply us seafoods, including your fishes. Since ancient time, ocean is used for trading purpose. Means ocean is very great importance for international trade. They link the entire world. The countries of the entire world is linked through the oceans only, and they trade through oceans only. Sea, a continuous water body of saline water that surrounds the land masses of earth is called a sea. Sea, it is a saline water, salty water that surrounds the land masses of your earth. Example, your Red Sea, Arabian Sea, Baltic Sea, Mediterranean Sea. I can show you. Here is your Mediterranean Sea, Africa and Europe. Baltic Sea, Europe. This is your, here is Arabian Sea, Here is your Arabian Sea, here is your Bay of Bengal. Here is your Red Sea in the Egypt. So there are many seas in the world, but they have told you about the Red Sea, which is in the Egypt, Mediterranean Sea, which is connecting the Africa with Europe, and your Baltic Sea. There are many more seas in the world. So seas too vast are smaller and shallower than oceans. They are not, means they are vast also, but they are smaller and shallower than your oceans. Their waves are smaller, no big currents flow through them, means big tides don't flow through them. Now atmosphere. Atmosphere is the domain of air. We did this. A thin envelope of air that surrounds the earth is called atmosphere. Very important. What is atmosphere? A thin envelope of air which is surrounding the earth. This is your earth. The surrounding of the earth is covered with the atmosphere. It is a thin blanket of gases that wrap up the earth. It protects us from the fierce. Fierce means extreme heat of the sun. The atmosphere protects us from the extreme heat of the sun and keeps the surface warm at night by trapping the heat. So it keeps the surface warm, it traps the heat, it provides us with air we breathe. The air we breathe, atmosphere is only providing us. It contains the gases, means oxygen, that is important for the sustenance of life because we breathe in oxygen, and moisture that give us water. So atmosphere is envelope which is surrounding the earth's surface. The atmosphere is a thin blanket of gases that wrap up the earth. It protects us from the extreme, fierce means extreme heat of the sun, and it keeps the surface warm at night by trapping the heat. It provides us with the air we breathe. It contains the gases that sustain life, and moisture give us water. So means oxygen and carbon dioxide too are important for the sustenance of life, and moisture means water. Extent of atmosphere. It extends up to a height of 700 kilometer, but no distinct boundary is there. It fades away, means it disappears into space as it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. About 75% of the atmospheric gases are concentrated within the 12 kilometer of the earth's surface. Means within the 12 kilometer of the earth's surface you will find all the atmospheric gases. The density of air, actually you have heard in the science density is mass upon volume. So density of air decreases with altitude. As I go to the mountains, as I go to the height area, so the density of air decreases because less oxygen is available there. That is why when you go up in Leh and Ladakh, means at high altitude or mountain area, 3637 meter, we have altitude sickness, means we cannot breathe because less oxygen is there. Mountaineers, those are the persons who climb the mountain, they also face the breathing problems due to the thinning of the air, because if we go up 12 kilometers, so the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner and fades away in the space. So as we go to the higher altitude, the oxygen level decreases. This is the composition of atmosphere. Earth atmosphere is a colorless and tasteless mixture of gases. Apart from the gases, water vapor, dust, smoke, pollen. Pollen means a powder which is produced by the trees, plants, flowers. So some persons are allergic to the pollen, means their immune system gets weak, and even salt particles are found in the lower limits. So 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, then 0.93 argon gas, 0.03 carbon dioxide gas, and 0.04 other gases. So this is the composition of atmosphere. It is important to learn it. 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.93% argon, 0.03 carbon dioxide, and 0.04 is other gases. Composition of clean, dry air. This I told you. Nitrogen. It helps us in maintaining the soil fertility. For increasing the soil fertility, nitrogen is important. Nitrogen helps us in the growth of plants and animals. Oxygen. It is also known as O2. It helps us to breathe. The air we are breathing, that is oxygen. Carbon dioxide for photosynthesis by plants. Photosynthesis is a process which is followed by the plants. It helps us in keeping the earth warm. So photosynthesis is a technique through which the carbon dioxide gas is involved, and sunlight and water is also involved in the process of what? Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is generally a process which is followed by the plants and your other living organisms, which converts the light energy into the chemical energy. Okay, so photosynthesis is very important. It helps us in keeping the earth's surface warm, carbon dioxide, other gases which are hydrogen, helium, and ozone. So ozone is the layer of the earth's atmosphere which protect us from the harmful UV radiations, means ultraviolet radiations by the sun. If the ultraviolet radiations will enter the earth's surface, then it causes skin problems, cancer, disorders. Layer of atmosphere. The atmosphere is divided into 5 main layers: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, including ionosphere and exosphere. The temperature changes in these layers with the height. As I go to height, the temperature changes in each layer of atmosphere. The composition, the density, and the properties of the layer also varies. It is different. About 90% of the atmospheric gases are concentrated within 8 to 18 kilometer. I'll show you the diagram. Within 8 to 18 kilometer limit, the troposphere is there. Of the troposphere, all the atmospheric gases are there. Your all weather changes takes place in this layer only, troposphere. It is the most important atmospheric zone from the point of view of the life on the earth. Troposphere is important. See, this is your troposphere till here, 8 to 18 kilometer. Then 18 to 50 kilometer is your stratosphere, where your aeroplanes they go. Then 50 to 80 kilometer is your mesosphere. 80 to 500 kilometer is your ionosphere, where your space shuttle goes. Then your exosphere is above 500 kilometer, where your satellites are present. So these are the layers of atmosphere. Troposphere is very important. It is essential for the life on the earth, and it is concentrated within 8 to 18 kilometer. Importance of atmosphere. It protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun. It prevents extreme of temperature, means the temperature should not increase in the night like in day or a night. It also protects that. It protects Earth from excessive heat and light of the sun. It protects from the excessive heat and excessive heat and light of the sun, because it provides us the air in which we are breathing, so temperature should not increase. Atmospheric moisture changes into rain and snow and other forms of precipitation. Precipitation means generally when the water is converted, water is released from the clouds in form of rain, snow, etc. That is your precipitation. So atmospheric moisture changes into rain, snow, and other forms of precipitation, any water which is released from the clouds, which provides us with fresh water. So the atmosphere, it protects the earth from the impact of the meteors which are entering from the space on the earth. They fall on the earth. It protects us because they are burnt out mostly as they pass through the atmosphere. When they are passing through different layers of the atmosphere, they are generally burnt. Air has weight, so it exerts pressure also. The composition varies with the change in temperature. As the temperature changes, as the altitude, the height changes, the pressure also varies. It also changes. It creates high pressure and low pressure area. Some places high pressure area is there, some places low pressure area is there. Moving air is known as wind moves from area of high pressure area to low pressure area. Moving air means the wind moves from the high pressure area to your low pressure area. Biosphere, very important domain of life. The zone where all your living organisms on earth are called biosphere. It is the life sustaining zone where your all three layers, your atmosphere, lithosphere, and hydrosphere, they interact with each other. That is your biosphere. It is collectively to all the living organism. Tiny microbes, bacteria, mammals like blue whale, they all lie in your biosphere only. 20 million species of plants, animals, microbes, fungi, they are present in biosphere. Plant kingdom and animal kingdom. Plant kingdom, all your plant, trees, shrubs, curves will come. Animal kingdom, birds, your mammals, amphibians, everything of animal will come there. Environmental condition, it influences their distribution. According to different environment, different plants are grown. According to different environment, different animals will live there. So condition determine the natural of habitat of different organism. Natural habitat of different organism, it depends upon the environment of that place where the animal or plant is there. So this is, you can see, this is your biosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere interacting point where all living beings live. The organisms are interdependent, interlinked with each other for their survival. Interdependent of all the living organism as well as to their surrounding non-living environment is termed as ecosystem. Everybody is dependent on each other. Every living organism, they are interdependent and interrelated to each other. That is known as your ecosystem. Either that thing is living, either that thing is non-living. Cooperative and coexistence only can guarantee their continuation of life on the beautiful planet. If the non-living and living things, they cooperate with each other, coexistence with each other, then only they can live on this planet. As we depend on plants for our food, for everything. So the interdependent and interrelation of different organisms, that is known important for the survival of the life on earth. So ecosystem is generally the interdependent and linked of each other, means the living things and non-living things on each other for its survival. A change of any domain. If there is a change in any domain, it can change the biosphere also. The evolution of life. Evolution means a change in the characteristics or feature of any species. So when the evolution of life in fact has been result of changes in landscape. When the landscape changes, like mountain area, plain area, plateau area, climatic condition changes, water availability changes. So the characteristics also of species, different plants, different animals, it also changes. As you know, now even changes are taking place. For example, after tsunami came in 2004, submerged parts of the Andaman Nicobar Islands, some parts of the Andaman and Nicobar Island are submerged under the water. Man roles in the environment. Man, it is very important part of your biosphere. But his insatiable needs, means unsatisfied needs and greed, had greatly affected the environment. Man needs are means unlimited. Okay, he want to fulfill every need. So greed also of the man is increasing and it is greatly affecting the environment. Deforestation is due to man's activity only, damaging the soil also. Deforestation means cutting down of trees. Forest cover had been removed. Many forest has been destroyed by deforestation only. Wild animals, as you know, forests are the home of the wild animals. So home of the wild animals are taken away by the man only, by cutting down of the forest area. Even the man's own existence is threatened. Is threatened how? Because the man has cut down all the forest area for fulfilling his greed. Now he is not having fresh air to breathe. Now the polluted air we are breathing. The land and water by discharge of industrial waste and smoke from vehicles, these all are polluting the environment. You must have done air pollution is there due to vehicles, smoke which are emitting, and there is water pollution when all the waste from the factories are discharged under the water. So pollution is also done by man only. So man is polluting the air, polluting the land, polluting the water, which is harmful for man's life also. Increasing of carbon dioxide in atmosphere. If the carbon dioxide level increases in atmosphere, it leads to the global warming. Global warming means rise in the temperature of the earth. If the earth temperature rises beyond the normal limit, then it is very difficult for the survival of the human beings. Natural resources are being used up rapidly. There is no concern for future generation. Future generation is not even concerned by the man today. He's just fulfilling his greed, his unlimited wants he needs to fulfill. The man is not thinking about the future generation. Like, as you know, Diwali is approaching near, so many students will burn the crackers. They will not think about the environment, but you should think about the future generation. So you should not burn the crackers, okay, because it is also polluting the environment. Now only pollution is there in the environment. When you will burn the crackers, it will increase the earth temperature more. It will causes more and more pollution. So if we want the earth to remain beautiful with the life on it, we have to change our attitude. We should not disturb the balance which is on the environment. Our motto should be live and let live. We should use modern technology, developmental projects which are better for the earth. We should not ruin the earth for our satisfaction, for our greed. Interesting fact, you know, the geologists, they used to think originally all the continents are clustered together. A single continent is there, that is your earlier called Gondwana land. According to the theory of plate tectonic, means a tectonic plate activity, the earth crust is made up of the large blocks or pieces which are called plates. Under the earth surface, they are saying earth crust, it is made up of the large blocks or pieces which is known as plates. These plates float over molten magma. The magma is there and they float over the molten magma, which is move relatively to each other. These plates move relatively to each other. When they converge, means when the two plates are attracted towards each other, they move towards each other and they collide, means when they collide, so mountains are formed. When two plates, they slide past each other slightly, then that is known as transformation. The present position of the continent and ocean are due to the tectonic plates or plate tectonic. The continents earlier, you know, India was a part of every continent was joined together. It was one continent only. Due to the tectonic plate activities, the continents were drifted, means in different size. So plate tectonic is very important. So tectonic, due to the tectonic plate activities, the present position of the continents and oceans are due to your tectonic plates. Actually, there are three kinds of tectonic plates: converging, diverging, and transform. The slide against each other, that is your transform. Converging, when two tectonic plates are moved towards each other, and when they collide, mountains are formed. Diverging, when two tectonic plates move away from each other, then your ocean bed floors are being formed. This chapter you will discuss in detail in your 9th grade. Did you know the ozone layer surrounding of the earth is gradually thinning out due to the CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, from your AC, from your refrigerator, the CFC, chlorofluorocarbon gas is being released. Spray cans, old model of refrigerator, that is making hole in your ozone layer, that you can see in Antarctica. A hole is there in the ozone layer, and this is the serious concern. You know, ozone layer is the outer layer of the earth, so it helps us from the ultraviolet radiations which are coming from the sun. It protects us from that, because if the ultraviolet radiations it enters the earth's surface, it will cause skin cancer. Okay, so increase of carbon dioxide and other harmful gases, if it increases in the atmosphere, then the earth temperature will rise and it will lead to global warming. So this ozone layer is the only layer which is protecting us. If it will start, it becoming thin and thin day by day. So it is our duty to protect our ozone layer by not doing pollution. Time to learn. The layer of atmosphere where most weather phenomena take place, the most important, that is troposphere. The narrow sea that connects the Arctic and the Pacific, Bering Sea. The Arctic Ocean and Pacific Ocean is connected by Bering Sea. The narrow strip of land that connects your North America and South America, that is Isthmus of Panama. Europe and Asia are separated by Ural Mountains. This is a mountain range. Asia is separated from Africa by Isthmus of Suez. As you know now, what do you mean by the word isthmus? We have did Isthmus, a narrow strip of land which is connecting the two continents. A narrow strip of land which is connecting the two continents. The Great Rift Valley is in Africa. A narrow zone where we find land, water, air together, just now we did, that is biosphere. The largest continent is on the world, of the world is Asia. Combined landmass of Europe and Asia is known as Eurasia. The island continent, only one island continent is there, that is Australia. The continent which is surrounded by Southern Ocean we did just now, that is Antarctica. Continent highest peak is located Asia, that is Mount Everest. Northern hemisphere is known as land hemisphere and southern hemisphere is known as water hemisphere, because most of the northern hemisphere is covered with land and most of the southern hemisphere is covered with water. Thank you and have a nice day.